visionary. Illuminating galaxies to witness the birth of stars. And sharpening our understanding of extreme weather events. I am a helper, guiding the blind through a crowded world.
I was thinking about running to the store.
And giving voice to those who cannot speak.
Do not make me laugh.
I am a transformer, harnessing gravity to store renewable power. And paving the way towards unlimited clean energy for us all. I am a trainer, teaching robots to assist, to watch out for danger, and help save lives. I am a healer, providing a new generation of cures and new levels of patient care.
Doctor, that I am allergic to penicillin. Is it still okay to take the medications?
Definitely. These antibiotics don't contain penicillin, so it's perfectly safe for you to take them.
I am a navigator, generating virtual scenarios to let us safely explore the real world and understand every decision. I even help write the script. Breathe life into the words en muchos idiomas y escribí la música. I am AI, brought to life by NVIDIA, deep learning, and brilliant minds everywhere.
But about now, those are online. Can you hear? It's echoing somewhere. It's fine. It's fine. Mute my what they found
This is what I want. This is what I need.
Louie.
Meet Louie, the device that brings your life, elevating your desktop experience to a whole new level.
Louie.
Making full use of your smartphone's hardware and our built-in sensors, Louie can fully sense his surroundings. Sometimes he's a bit mischievous, but he knows where the boundaries are. If he oversteps, let him know.
Hey, Louie, take a break.
Besides interacting with you, Louie also enjoys some occasional alone time. You can try grabbing Louie's attention, but don't provoke him, or he will fight back. You can ask Louie to tell you a joke. The ChatGPT generated jokes never repeat. Or just relax and enjoy time with your new gaming buddy. With Louie, you'll discover countless precious moments you might have missed in the past. He'll automatically select the best angle and capture the memory. Plus, he's very responsive to hand gestures. Louie transforms into a wireless charger for your phone when you're concentrating on other stuffs. It keeps reminding you of important information. Sometimes Louie can get a little scared. Comfort him with a gentle touch to make him feel safe and secure. With Louie, remote interaction with your loved ones is now possible. You can remote control Louie and explore the world from his perspective, and even send animations with hand gestures. All your precious ephemeral moments are now kept by him. Every interaction makes Louie more attuned to you. Ultimately, each Louie becomes unique to you.
Hey, Louie, I guess we'll be stuck here for a bit longer.
With our advanced biomimetic behavior engine and ChatGPT integration, Louie promises endless, delightful interactions that keep you engaged. He's a whimsical little desktop robot, remote avatar, gaming companion, wireless charger, and more. Your phone has always had a soul. It's now time to give it a body. Say hello to Louie.
And out of the 20 tasks, how many tasks an AI can do? How many we need still people to do? So these studies are being done. You can go and reflect on what you are doing and how your job is affected, right? And therefore, and also obviously being in a community, we also had to worry about others, what's happening to others, friends, relatives, co-workers, whoever, right? So these are happening. And the same report also talks about the core skills for this year. And then the ratings and which ones are the considered core are changing a bit. The interesting part about this report is that, or the list of core skills, is the top 10 skills that are listed here are not technology oriented. They are very much people oriented, right? So you can see things like resilience, flexibility, agility, leadership, social influence, motivation, self-awareness. There's some technology literacy coming in the sixth place. Empathy, listening, curiosity. So managing people, right? So these are things that are considered now the top requirement in terms of skills. So with our responsible use, with our like training, talking to others, influencing others, let's hope that we can build this community who have these skills, and therefore we are not in one of those, or our community is not in one of those red boxes. We are able to lose a lot of jobs, right? So and in terms of use of tool, make sure you find the right tool to use, right? So there are plenty of tools, as you might know. Every day I was told some 300 new tools are being developed, supportive tools are being developed. So many companies are are coming out, because even generating things, making tools, making websites, making apps have become so easy. So anybody can just sit and tomorrow come up with a new tool. So there are plenty of them are coming, and therefore when we want to use a tool, identify which one suits your work better and use one of those. The same tool won't help for every task. Depends on the task, the tools are different. Identify and use them, that becomes easier, right? So we seem to have the thank you slide. So thank you very much, and I hope I enabled, or I made you to think a little further than just the use and the positive side of it. There are a lot of challenges, but obviously working together, coming to sessions like this and talking to each other, thinking about the challenges, I believe we can come out of it and come out of it stronger than who we are. Thank you very much. I'm happy to get questions or share your thoughts. If you have a main view, we can see that here thing on the side. So the copy is ready. You can decide. Any thoughts, questions?
Thank you so much for the presentation. I think it's very useful to understand better because I think I know about AI until I came to this workshop. Realized there's a lot more that I don't know than I know. So that's very insightful. I'm sure you do have similar concern or questions about this. So just want to hear your thoughts and your opinion on that. You mentioned about the example of in terms of being aware of not putting sensitive data and information when we use AI. And you mentioned the word something that's not harm you or something about sensitive data. Would you be able to give me some examples so that I have better understanding of what you mean? And in the context of how we can educate the students or people that we work with in that sense.
Yeah, in fact, I have a few slides about it, but they include time. So, in terms of use of sensitive data, one idea is use a tool like, for example, right now I'm using ChatGPT a lot. So the one I use is Teams, ChatGPT Teams, where I can disable, and OpenAI promises that they are not using my data, right? So they are promising in their agreement. So I sort of trust this. I completely trust these people, but that's where it is. So that's one, right? So one, using a tool where you pay and a tool where you have the agreement saying, okay, we are not using your data. First thing, right? And the second one is when you want to even use your data, make sure you don't use sensitive like private information. Make examples that are generic, right? Anonymize your information, right? For example, if you want to find a cure for I don't know where we are using that like a tool like this. Okay, if I'm writing an email, right? If I'm writing an email to my boss, right? Don't copy paste my boss's email with his address, email address, his name, my name, put all that and ask a response, right? So then the tool, if they are saving this information, know that this communication between me and my boss, right? So take my boss's information out. The tool might already know it's me because I already have registered, my profile is already there. I made it because it's easy for the tool to use my background and so on. So the tool already knows, right? But take the boss's information out, right? So like that, we can take other information of other people out from the conversation, and also take examples which are like, for example, if the example is given about me, say if that example is just a somebody on the road or person X want to know this and what do you think is the answer, right? So so that what it records is not so when somebody is searching for it, they will not know that it's because the data is going to be trained, and then when it is trained, there's no tie to the data coming from you. They don't know that it's coming from you unless it's there in the data itself. You see what I mean? Say you are putting some text and it's going to be used for training, and then somebody getting an output based on it, they will know that it's yours only if your name or your information is there. Name, age, country, university, right? So if you take those information out, then it's going to be generic. It's going to be somebody's. We don't know who that someone is, right? So we do this all the time in research. Like when we do research, we do with patients, participants. But we anonymize. We take the personal information out of the data. So when you do communication with these tools, if you are not sure whether they are going to be used for training, take that out. Right, so these are ways in which you can.
This is the open.
Yeah, for open access tools. Yeah, the tools that are free and mostly free that they are going to definitely use. And even if you are using the tools like ChatGPT Plus, the standard version, by default it's on. The data is shared, but you can turn it off here. So it's like that.
So I just want to ask a question on the So since you are an academic person and you are talking about academic and fairness and so on. So how will you ensure that when you are hosting an academic forum, like if along with the students and with the students, so how these AI-driven educational tools have been used ethically, or how what kind of a measures you have taken, whether these have been used fairly, yeah.
So that's a very difficult question actually. So right now we are in a transition and therefore things are getting into place, I would say. Like for instance, a policy or a guideline on how AI use, right? So that's still a transition. But then we are also not, for example, I'm showing you some things I went through them faster. One of the more serious concerns for academics is assessments, right? So this is something that is out there. This was introduced a couple of years ago by a couple of researchers, but then a lot has been done in this field on how assessment can be done in the context of AI, right? So just to go a little further, for example, there is the scale 5, which means the assessee can use AI fully and they don't have to declare. It's like they use AI and they don't talk about it, right? But it's allowed, right? So if it is allowed, then in fact, like this document is a longer document, it also goes into use cases. And if you are allowing AI use, how are you going to do that? Like how do you assess? What type of assessment you can use? Do you have to do a Viva? Do you have to do a presentation? Do you have to do some process-based assessment? Things like that. It goes into those details. Generally the journal articles publishers are stopping at this level, where you can use, their researchers are allowed, or authors are allowed to use AI, but they had to declare, right? So they had to declare how AI is used. They had to show this is where I'm using AI, some appendix where you show, okay, this is the prompt I used, this is the response I got, right? So that is the next level. In our program, degree program that we are offering, it's a computer engineering degree program though, we have allowed AI use in projects. In project-based modules, we have allowed and we have adjusted the assessment criteria, and also we have added more items like give us evidence on how you use it. If you are using it for your presentation, show us how to use it. So obviously, when you allow it, when you make it transparent, then it also becomes the user's responsibility to show how they are using it, right? So obviously other places, like for example, if you are keeping it here, no use, right? Those are more challenging actually, right? Yeah, so if you are going to still use it, then how do you say don't use it, and how do you enforce no use, right? One of the simple places, bring them in front of you, ask them to sit in front of you and talk. In front of them and put them in front of you and ask questions, like do the evaluation like that, assessment there. They can't use it, right? So that's the easier, but that's also the hardest, because you have to go through, if you have 100 in a class, you have to individually assess each one of them like that, right? So yeah, I have 200. So how do we do that? So those are still challenges and things that are happening. That's a short answer. Long answer, yeah. So we had to nationally we had to do something. So I'm just pointing to him because he's in the University Grants Commission at our in our country. You wanted to say something?
Yes, I also am curious about this one version. I know that eBay they do have different kind of stars and ranking. So and even in the hotel booking, it's there. So is there any way that you can, or maybe somebody can thought of this ranking or giving stars for the different AI models, so that resources being generated or resources available through different models has any initiative a discussion going on in this angle?
That's a very good idea, but no, not yet. Maybe it's also not that difficult because they are going to be again ranked by AI system, right? Like, I mean, to be honest, how much of reading we are doing now, right? So we are just people are generating things using AI, and it's consumed again using AI, and the responses are only a very little that people do. But then as long as they check and they make sure, okay, but no, not so far. And maybe it will again the ranking will be done by AI system. Stars. Even now, yeah, so even hotels and other places now it started happening.
I have this one because this assessment skill, but maybe the client university, so it's
So this is a paper and this was in 2023 and since then some more things have happened. Even you can just search for AI assessment scale. Now there are more papers coming out of it. I was showing this to you because I'm using it. Right, we are also discussing. So I'm using it. The easier place to use it is in something like a project. Okay. Right. So it's a starting point. So I started in 2023. We started in 2023. But then now we are also talking about how it can be used in everything else. Right. So can we come up with, let's say, when you want to start a module, when you want to offer a module, can we identify in this module, these are the assessments we have. Which assessment will be in which scale? That conversation and also sharing with the learner. So this is the point, right? So the learners also have to understand we are not banning the use, which is not reasonable and not making sense. We can't ban the use, right? Because it's useful. Everybody sees that it's useful. So the conversation has to be okay. So you are learning. So there are places you have to not use it so that you can learn those, so that you can get better. And there are places where you can use it. So as a learner, you will get both the experiences. That's what we are telling our learners. There are places we not tell you don't use it because it's for your good. It's not like you are banning you for learning everything. So this place, good, use it. You also have to learn how to use it. Right? So that sort of a conversation we have to have with our learners. And the policies and the guideline has to support.
Awesome.
Thank you first with your presentation that we really find it very knowledge filled and very insightful. My question is basically about curriculum. How should higher education curricula be revised? You may provide some insights on that to effectively address the challenges and opportunities by Gen AI. And what non-curricular initiatives do you think should be implemented to empower educators, researchers, and administrators to effectively integrate these revisions? Although, of course, we should admit the fact that answers to this question may be peculiar to different countries, policies, regulations, among all that.
Yeah, that's again a very good question and a challenging question to answer. So the easier part I'll do first, right? So what we all have to do is what even UNESCO is asking us to do is AI literacy. AI literacy for everyone. We are trying it in our country. We are other countries we see are trying. So for instance, everybody should know AI literacy has only very few things. What is AI and its applications? If you take education research, what's its application in education research? What it is, what's its application, and what's its limitation and ethical consideration. That's all in literacy. It's about 10 to 20 hours worth of things with the learning objectives. So there are standard curriculum for it, well vetted by a lot of different entities. There are a number of them that are popular. There's one from Google, Coursera has it. There is another one from Stanford. There are a few others which are like well thought and very simple. And it's for everybody, any learner, anybody, right? So it has to go to schools. For now, because it's a transition, we are trying at the universities. So this has to happen. So that is the easier part of it. The difficult part of it is how about the rest of the curriculum, right? So AI literacy is something that everybody should have, and what about the rest of the curriculum? In the conversation, I don't have a simple answer. So what we would imagine has to happen is we have to relook at the whole curriculum of just to give you some eccentric thought, right? So for instance, I don't exactly remember the name of the university. There is a like Australian university, not one of the top, but one of those universities out of the 30 plus universities. They started a medical program, a new version of it, where they have an AI bot attached to the learner. So every learner learns medical student, these are doctors, future. They are learning medicine with a bot. So they have bot and them. And according to the plan, they are going to graduate both. They'll graduate the bot and also the person. So it's a combination. That's the one end, right? So things that AI bot can do, the doctor doesn't have to do, right? So or can check. So that's one end. Then how far you can take your curriculum to, right? So everything in between, it's up to your imagination. I'm not going to detail, but to be honest, we also haven't put enough time and effort to do it yet because we are just starting, right? So and integrating. Thank you. Okay, so thank you very much for the engaging questions. Thank you.
Figure it out. You figure it out. But then you said, okay. What say? That's fine. So you now know how to do it. Yeah, just we have to wait this one and so it was wait this one and reduce sound was there. And then unmute that. Yes, it. That's just the next session. One session we have an online part. Online. Yes. Simple thing. We had decided that wasn't we call the first lesson plan, take lesson income. Ask each lecturer is together, ask each lecturer, how I go better. So number is normal way, obviously normal way not going to work. He didn't do that. At least those things are there. Yeah. But exciting. No, yes. Assignment we had to go out something. Yes, no, writing a paper or writing things. Yeah, they can say this is very useful. But they also will learn how to different way we had check whether they are good. Yeah. Like this best one is or
the main problem, this is a combo code in and out. So we Andrew used a splitter.
Okay, cool.
In and out separately and separately connected. That's the main problem. Yesterday, what's the during what's the
I saw that
and Andrew solved it in that.
You have to get enough pain to make us educated. You have to get enough pain to make us educated. Thank you so much. Hello, ma'am. How are you? I'm fine. So, that is the problem. We have station. So,
So I know that experience, I can see. So I can, but yes.
Sure. I get paid by the hour. Yeah, good man. It's a piece. Yes, nice. Okay. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1. 6 seconds and think about it. Okay. Okay, say it first before you back. Before I get paid, check my first. Oh, you're not off. One more. Yeah. One, 2, 3,
You can come here. They said something about challenge of this. I'm sorry. There's some. You will need to. I've got them adapters. Maybe not strong enough. I get some okay. Yeah, I think sometimes you can still I see. Easy. Type program. Yeah, validating the code. But I have there I don't have to do stuff patients have support for them. So actually we have something we can do that. Yeah, we have support that we create systems for them. Then it maybe is fake because there is land for it. So there you excuse me, so if you have a time this so please because the problem is they are going to church and sometimes although sometimes AI is just example if you look at so we have so I think here was something so they relate to the paper. We have but yeah. I think that same thing with the large organization, so at least I later this. So after yes. So and just like yes, because because we have a big business, so just had this yeah, yeah. Actually, it's like choice. For example, yeah, yeah.
Okay, welcome back after the tea break. So shall we start our work? Because at the end you have to present your work. What kind of improvement that you have done, what kinds of applications based on with the general support. So we would love to see your output on where you are heading. Okay, so please start your discussion and give us a wonderful output. What you really did. We would love to see what is there. Okay, good luck.
Yeah. In the last. This is, this does, that's an error. Now we, the sixth one. And all of the rest procession I also went through, first they have put it, that's an error.
Are you sure? I was thinking, why so many sessions?
This is a six. There was an eight and the. Oh, yeah, then they're down. Just stay there. Yeah, I was not putting it of course. Maybe I don't know how I didn't know I saw like.
How do you pronounce Pramila? Indian pronunciation.
It's Indian.
That is Pramila. Not Pramila.
Like some
Pro.
also there. I think there's no my father is in my when it was you were my dentist, actually the middle.
You have no dog.
I have two more names, initials, but this is what I do. My name is Raj is not me. Razia. Yeah, maybe people can't read this properly. And even space.
That's my mom's. Yeah. So she can. Already the exact task yeah. Compliance. No, so actually is all the they taught you that is not yes, I have some seeds. I did not right now. I actually do that. Might make some mistakes and I will eventually look some form. Yeah, that's how I learned. I actually do that because I'm and I'm also teaching AS6. So I usually do this thing. So this is something like a document extraction. I'm writing to use statement. So there are so many students, we have some teachers, the teachers are directly anonymous. So I asked President I asked him to the help of the promise. I actually in fact, I know how this is generated by but I know how they go to the side of step by step. So I don't know how to so I asked Apple to I generate the and now it's part so I actually know how to do it. So those are involved with the so that's okay. No, but I usually the floor here I cannot even access the GPU. Because I don't have any I don't have any here. Do you know how to use the but yes, well, I already and then I asked to do based on the job description. Mapping this is I step by step and then I yeah select the so yeah so in that's what so we're talking about the note That's already come from all your information about the fact, which is now and later on they particular environment using the scripts, and that is scripts. Okay, what script is that? Yeah, I don't feel it, but faster I just is it a browser? Okay. Right around the screen, I'll share it. Okay, so here you use this. And then, but not necessary for everything. Yeah. Yeah, so one use the yes. Yes, already seen. Say for example, but if the image is directly generated by God, that's fantastic. That's in the different front end. Yeah. So you do that directly from the TV, but you don't have to go to the TV. That's fantastic. You are transferring of the background, but you are listening to that, right? It's a fantastic, because you know you know what about what is the output and what should be the data things are generated by these things, and that's fantastic. That's fantastic. But we people are actually sometimes thinking small things are complex. This is strange. These are the bad things. These tips are not generated. I should use those things. But actually, to be productive, we should use the scripts. Forget about the objects of these tips. Rather, I mean, if GPT can do it very comfortably, then why should we be more focused on the internal things? Okay, thank you.
One application is like the chatbot. Okay. Here you can see this is our own deployment. Here the multiple models and stuff. It is in our mobile. R1 deep sea car. How many parameters? I think it's 70 8 feet. 3 feet. Run on the surface. 6 million. Run on normal. No. GP. Yes. Mostly. So that is like 3 versions of so nowadays communication is becoming output than the developer. We deployed this for this workshop. So you are at the back through API. We have connected this certificate model. You use API. And we are integrating more API. So you are this like this. Your model is so what are your applications? Here, basically, if you can select this model, and this is a like chatbot interface, you can generate it. So how you develop this front end? I think this is the not strings. Yes, they use Laravel. You mean PHP frame. Backend and front end is so that is how you can select the model. Yeah, you can select the model. You have several models. This is for we are going to release this for students. with some token nominal LP. So what is the purpose of this? Instead of you can use this one multiple way of channel because we are locally hosted. No, we have but you are API. The thing is you pay. So you have like $20 some subscription for that. But it's total. I mean, they have I mean, I now uploaded like maybe I paid maybe $10. We have that one as well. $10. I mean, so practically like if students request. This is different than that one. API this is not API. We directly access the plus LGBT plus version of enterprise. This is different. Whenever you put some info, what is there token is for some token yeah, that's what we have to be 1 million token, 10 million token for $20. Purchase that. Now we will distribute among the students. So you can do a call for the student. You can control students. There may be several models. We have not finalized the model. How the model will be. Financial model will be because still these sound. You have been prototyping here. How you control this API and everything is there. Yeah. So this is like it can be like this individual model can be restricted or model can be restricted. Someone may use only this version, someone may use all version, all models. 3.5 also there? Yeah. Yeah, that's free, no? Someone may use only Dixie or one. So based on all these things, financial impacts for costing model will be decided. Yeah, so base you select this one. It's a different model for different purpose. Yeah, you do the survey and you say this is good for general. That is based on the student demand. What they need. Maybe so they cannot use the local language and in our case, if I say people, if you go to Excel, maybe this is cloud model. Yeah. There is no distinction. In ChatGPT, I'm using in enterprise grade. Yeah. These model and that model, they are same. No difference. But the difference is within one window, you have option to choose marketing model. But here you have only one model. That's the big difference. And another one, this is expensive. Whether you use or not, you have to pay $50 per month. That one we are thinking $1 per month per student. They can share. There's the logic. Ultimate value is you guys are service for the university company. So we are in the no, so we are going to offer it to other one as well. Yeah, and the thing is we also trying to do some credit for because if somebody is using every consume